Here we are, boys. The Vette is finally in the shop. I never thought this day would come with all this stuff going on with the truck and then the BMW doing BMW things. But for all of these that have wanted Vette content, we've got the first install. It's an MGW short throw shifter. It's the flat stick model. Maybe it will focus. All right, maybe later. You guys will get a good look at it later on. Actually, my girlfriend got that for me for my birthday. I've just been waiting to install it because of the truck and all that, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm gonna do is go ahead and get the camera set up, get the center console pulled out. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick, and then we'll get to installing. All right, boys, before we get started tearing this apart, I wanted to show you guys the stock throws. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now, it's not too bad. It's not like my old truck by any means, but it can be better. I think it should be for a sports car, because this is about where the Mercedes was. In 08 and up for the Corvettes, when they upgraded the TR6060 transmission, they did shorten the throws on the stock shifter. So I guess it's not as bad as it could be. We're about to make it better though. Also, I was getting some pretty bad vibration through the shift knob under wide open throttle, so hopefully the new shifter will remedy that. So first off, we'll go ahead and just remove the stock shifter knob. This is supposed to be secure, this little chrome bezel or whatever it is. Now, in order to get that off, usually you got to turn it counterclockwise, and then it should just drop right out. The guy that had this before me apparently had an aftermarket shift knob or something, because that's just loose and tore from the boot. So what this is actually a Phillips. So I'm going to go ahead and take a Phillips, get this off. Next, we're going to get in the center console. You're going to want to remove these two plugs right here. You can just go ahead and use your fingernail. And those are going to be a Torx 15 bit. Now we're going to move on to the e-brake boot cover. Get up under here towards the back side. Trying to hold the camera best I can and do this. Pop up under there. Go to the front. Hold that up there. And lift that up. Then you'll see how dirty this is. I'm trying to see here. These are the two screws you're going to want to move next. So I got those two 7mm screws removed. Next, you're going to want to take the carpet. Try and see if I can get an angle there. Take the carpet and carefully pull it out from underneath here. So after getting the carpet pulled out from underneath the side panel, as you guys can see, there's this groove right here, and that goes underneath the center console right there. What you want to do is very carefully pull it out. You're going to want to get this side right here, pull it out away, and then very gently push down and pull. There's going to be these two tabs right here and here that go into the center, or go right up here next to the glove box. I would show you guys, but the lighting's garbage, so hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. Alright, as you guys can see, I went ahead and removed the center console lid just to make life easier, because I need it out of the way to remove this piece. I'm going to go ahead and lift it up. You're going to want to pull it up and out of there, then just kind of walk it forward while lifting and pulling towards you. Now don't pull too hard, because you're going to get a little resistance right here on these sides, and then you're just going to pull it free from the dash. I just kind of got the center console pushed off to the side over here, because there's a bunch of wiring and stuff that I didn't want to dick around with for the traction control and whatnot. It gives you enough room, there's enough cable there so that you can just kind of set it off to the side. Make sure to be careful when you're moving it up over the e-brake and the boot. Now for the cigarette lighter, when you're back there, I just went ahead and pushed in. See if we can get this to focus at all. Just went ahead and pushed in on that, and it released. And then for the hazard lights, it just pulled out. So don't worry about that, it'll just pull out. And you guys can see right there, those two spots are where it taps into the dash. As you guys can see, I pulled up this grimy heat shield or whatever it is. This will not be going back on the car. It's blown out and it doesn't have to go back on. So that's going over there. Then the dust shield right here has 4 10mm nuts. Pop those off. Now I do believe we are going to have to modify that and make it wider. I could be wrong. Then there's 4 10mm screws right there. Make sure the car is in neutral before we remove those. After getting those 4 10mm screws out, you just go ahead and lift up, and that is tore up. Dang. All right. Anyway, you get the stock shifter out. It goes down over there. Then you've got 3 Torx 40 screws that you need to get out. And then I'll go ahead and show you guys what to do from there. Got this piece out. This is what I was noticing when I got the cover off. Look at that bushing, it's blown out, which is crazy because it's only got 80,000 miles on it. That could explain some vibration going on. What you guys are going to do is take a Phillips, get that off, get the linkage rod out, go ahead and clean that up. As you guys can see, I kind of jumped ahead, but it comes with these bushings. It comes with really everything. It comes with tools, some awesome anodized shit. Also, I got the Dynamat and the heat shield stuff. So these come pre-greased, the bushings do. So what I did is I slid them in there. I just slid it in to the bushings and then used some of the extra grease and moved it around. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get all of this assembled, and then we can drop it back in the car. Alright, so what I did was ended up cleaning up the torque tube. I got the Dynamat installed. Now, I wasn't sure how far to cut it. I didn't have a tape measure with me to measure the distance, so I just took this foam piece that they provide you and measured it that width and cut it lengthwise, laid it in there. Then took the remaining mat and cut them equal parts, dropped it on this way, and then continued it on the way down. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get the mats installed. So I got the pads installed right here. What you want to make sure is that they're not overlapping right here, so make sure you can still see some of the mat, because that will get caught up, that will bind with the shifter. So make sure that's not overlapping. And then just make sure that, see if I can get a good angle on this. This pad right here doesn't come up over this lip right here. Don't bring it up any further than that. As you guys can see, I have the lower unit installed. I didn't torque these down all the way. Don't do that yet. Also use the Loctite that they provided on these screws. Go ahead and stick the alignment tool in and then get it cinched down. It comes with the hardware and everything. Like, this kit is pretty amazing. So get that bolted down, situated, then start with the linkage first, tighten that down real good, and then go to the torque tube bolts. So once the lower unit is fully installed, tightened up and everything, and you've removed the centering tool, go ahead and place the gasket there. You can see it sits right into the recessed spot. Then take your upper, I just have these in so you guys can see it, this the mounting hardware that's also provided. Like, literally everything comes with this kit. And once these are fully cinched down, you got these torqued down to the lower unit, then you're going to want to tighten these set screws down to hold them in place. It helps hold them in place. But before you do that, you can see that it's pre-lubed. Take some of that extra grease and put it down there in the socket. So I still got to clean this up, but what you guys are going to want to do is take a blade and cut the dust cover right there on that lip, on the inside lip. So it should be able to remove all of that whole piece right there. Then you guys can go ahead and reinstall it, tighten it down. Dust cover's cut and installed. As you guys can kind of see there, there's a little bit of a lip right there. I took the boot on the MGW shifter and lifted it up over there, so now it's got a good seal on it. Now this is for the guys that have the flat stick shifter. I can get it situated better later, but it comes with this little grommet right here to go over the actual shifter. And I wasn't sure how to install it, so I think this is how you're supposed to do it. I took the boot. Let's see. Bear with me. I pushed it down, as you guys can see, and took the zip tie that's provided and then just zip tied it on the inside. Now I'm going to snip that, but there's a little groove. I wish I would have showed you guys before I just kind of started doing it. On that little grommet, there's a little groove right there, so I just kind of set the zip tie in there and then tightened it down. So I'm pretty sure that's how you're supposed to do it. It looks pretty clean to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that pushed out and get the dash put back together. Alright boys, everything is installed. That actually didn't take too long at all to get everything back in. It actually went back together really well. Just remember to put your hazards back in and the little cigarette lighter in there. But back to the shift knob, this thing is sexy. I'm so glad I went with the red and the black. But first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Like, that is crazy. That is race car. Actually feels like a bolt action. I cannot get over how satisfying that is. And it looks badass. Now with the knob, you guys want to get it set down to where it stops and then back it off. And then there's a set nut right there that you go ahead, or a locking nut that you twist up, and then have a little tool, and then you tighten it and it'll hold the ball in place. Because they've had a lot of problems with people tightening the ball down and then just keep going past that point, and it'll actually break the ball. So you don't want to do that. The ball is plastic. But I can't get over that. I can't wait to get it out and drive it. But speaking of that, tomorrow we'll take the car out, I'll get the GoPro set up, and then I'll let you guys know how I like it. I think I'm really gonna like it. Alright boys, I haven't been driving this thing very long, but I'm already in love with it. We'll go ahead and get through this roundabout real quick. But we'll do a little second to third. There's no more searching for third. Like before, I'm not gonna lie, before there was a little bit of trouble finding third, and I'd hit fifth every once in a while, like no shame here. But that's all gone with this. And then the vibration I was talking about during the install, that's gone completely. I hope you guys can see. I'm hunkered down as far as I can get, so you guys aren't just looking at the sun visor. We'll go ahead and do a little downshift right here. I need to get used to it now with the downshifts. But it's so crisp. Like I said, oh, water. I'm in love with this thing already. Get you guys a shot. There's right into fourth from third. There's just a flick of the wrist. Go back. There's third right there. Now I'll get up here and show you guys how far reverse is. It's, before it was all the way out in the North 40, but now it's, you can get to it really easily actually. I'm just gonna pull in here real quick. But reverse is right there. No more searching for it. First to second. Nothing at all. So yes, I am very happy with this. I truly think that this should be one of your very first mods, honestly. Like, driver mod is one of the most important mods you could get. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.